Greetings. Welcome back to PinkOddBird. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you could see this mountain. Land ahoy. I'm wading through a sea of paper bags. Oh goodness, will there ever be land? Oh no. Oh, land ho, land ho. Oh my gosh, you guys. My name is April and I am not a hoarder. But the level of bags that I've been saving might say otherwise. Oh my goodness. Well, if you haven't guessed by now, today we're going to be doing something with paper bags. Oh my God, I need some coffee. Oh my gosh, you guys. I've been saving paper bags of all sizes and all sorts with no rhyme or reason whatsoever for so long. And now when I open my pantry, it's like avalanche, paper bag avalanche. So today is the day. We're gonna do something. I don't really know at all what we're gonna do, especially with the fact that I have so many bags that are just different sizes and all that. I did see a really cool video recently by Serena McRae, who did like this really cool paper bag journal, and I'm like, well, I could make something like that, you know. But first of all my bags are not all the same size. I definitely do have enough to make one journal like Serena did with everything just one size. But I kind of wanted to, you know, because I can never be precious and just follow the rules. Of course, I want to be different and difficult. And I want to see if I can incorporate all my bags, question mark, in some kind of one cohesive book, question mark. So that's what we're going to do today. I am going to use some of Serena's methods, like with the glue and such like that, because I do want this to be something that's kind of like relaxed and easygoing, because I haven't gotten to craft in such a long time and I really need to just do something. And also these bags are just like screaming at me. So that's what we're going to do today. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I guess the first thing to kind of do would be to somehow make these like in some sort of cohesive fashion to where I can actually get these put into like some semblance of a signature. And the thing I think is that's concerning me about my pages, my bags not all being the same size. I think my concern is how will some of the pages turn, I guess, is kind of like what I'm wondering. Like if I do, like for example, I think ideally like this would be a page like in the way that it was shown in the tutorial. So when you flip it, then you have this little flip, right? And then this is another side, and then you have a pocket on this side. So I'm wondering how strict I have to be about that. So like if I wanted this to be a page like this, maybe I could attach something else here and then it flips. But the only thing I'm worried about that is that it creates this like valley. And I'm not sure how that will ultimately affect the spine, because I think it will. So I don't think that's going to work. Now maybe what other thing I can do is, let me think. Nope, can't do that either. I feel like my pie in the sky idea is not gonna work. So I think we will have to traditionally do it the way that it was kind of shown, to where this is going to be like a flap page, and then this would have to actually be folded. Or what I could do is I could just cut this open and glue it into the signature somehow. So I don't know what size this is going to be. I don't know. We're just doing something together. My advice to you would be, if you have a load of paper bags and you've been wanting to do something with your paper bags, I don't know, maybe just get a snack and watch and see where this video goes, and we'll both be surprised at the end. So I'm just going to kind of fold these down to how they should be. So, and what I mean by that is like how it was shown in the tutorial. So flipping, and then this will be a flip, and then this would be another page, and this would be like a pocket, and then the other side of the page, right? So I'm going to try and get some pages, bags like that. And like I said, I'm going to see if I can do this to where it doesn't have to all be one size bag. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but we're going to try. So upon further inspection, I definitely have enough bags to make like the grocery regular paper bags. I definitely have enough of those to make a journal of its own. So maybe if this little idea here fails, where I'm just trying to use all my different size bags, what I will do, well, I guess we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, okay? Oh my goodness. So I hope everyone's been doing good. I've been really busy. And that's probably no surprise, but I've got a lot going on. I also hope you guys can hear me with all the crunching of the bags. And I have still been, you know, trying to get working on my custom orders and things like that. And, you know, I'm just doing the best that I can with the way that time is presenting itself to me. So, but I've been really, like, sadly, lovingly, longingly looking at my crafting area like, oh, I really want to make something. So I'm happy that I'm able to finally just sit down for a little bit. And I don't know, sometimes it's really cool to have a plan for your video, and sometimes you just YOLO. My goal for this is maybe this is something that everyone is able to make, and also like you can do it with the minimal supplies. So no, you know, nothing like hardcore, no need to go buy anything. Nothing really is going to be new here, I don't think, you know, for this process. So with all these bags that I have here, I've been saving these for at least a good solid, I don't know, maybe 3 years. So that's why there's so many. Yeah, you know, I've got more supplies than I've got time, that's for sure. I thought about coming on live to do this, but I was never, it's hard for me to, like, pick a time when I know that I'm going to be free to sit down and do this. I kind of just have to play it by ear. But, I don't know if they can be folded that way. I think they have to go this way. So playing it by ear, you know. And seeing what we're able to do. I know you guys love to go live. I do too. It's really fun when we get to come on here and just hang out and shoot the breeze. I'm taking all these little these handle things off. And like I said, I'm not really sure how big this book's going to be. And like, as you can see, some of these that I'm using here are all different heights. but I kind of want it to be that way, and I'm hoping, question mark, that it will work, because the way that the tutorial was shown was you don't sew at all. It's all just glue. So, and this is going to be just for me, so I'm not terribly concerned with, you know, all the machinations of what's to be. I really just wanted to make something, so that's what I'm doing. I feel like I can make a couple of these. I guess we'll see ultimately how many I'll get to make. There we go. It's starting to come together. You know, sometimes after you haven't crafted for a while, it just feels good to be able to come and sit down and just like do something, make something. You don't really have to have an idea or a plan, you know. I think it's kind of fun just to see where it takes you. So we're both gonna we're all gonna see this together collectively. It could be a fail, but you know what? If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. Also, I don't think, I know you guys are probably like, we know, April, we know, but I still stand by the stance that nothing is unfixable. Okay, this is just a fraction of what I have. And I think I'm gonna remove this one for now. I actually have a bunch of these also. So I'm gonna set that aside for a sec. And with what I have here, I think I'm gonna remove this one for now. And I kind of think I will see if I can, I know these are all here, not exactly the same height, but I'm gonna test it with this way first and see if it'll work. And if it doesn't, then at least I'll know. So, what am I doing here? Do I want to just leave these edges all uneven? And I can always cut them later if I want to. And actually, I'm going to switch this bag for another one of the Starbucks. For another one of these so that they're the same. That way if I do want to cut the middle pages, whatever is holding them closed will be like the same. Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Next I'm going to take a little Tupperware and I'm going to just use the same glue that was used in the tutorial. Just because, number one, it's inexpensive. Number two, I have a big gallon of it. And number three, I don't use this so often because I usually use my other glues when I'm doing like crafting, like other kinds of projects, you know? And I'm not really sure how this project is gonna go, and I don't want to use all my good glue. And not to say that this isn't good glue, but I don't want to use my, you know, my actual like more expensive crafting glues, just in case. So Serena used a little sponge. I'm just going to use my little sponge brush because that's what I have. And yeah, I guess I'm going to just try and start gluing these together and see what we get. I'm also going to use my bone folder, I think, to try and make the edges a little bit more crispy. All right. So here's an example. Like, these are not exactly the same size, but I'm hoping, question mark, that that's going to be okay. So I'm going to add the glue to the shorter piece. And I don't know how old this little sponge brush is. To the edge. Oh, okay. So much for tidiness. I might just have to actually cut the piece of a sponge and just do it the way that it was shown, because my little sponge brush doesn't seem to want to do the job. All right, so far this is kind of looking okay. I think I need an actual piece of a sponge, because look at this sponge thing. It's not even, it's non-existent. So I might do some in like staggered also. So, and I know that since I'm, let me think. So yeah, this turns like a page. Okay, so what I'll do then is I'll do it like this, so I know where to put the glue. So I'll put the glue here. And add my page here. Perfect. Yeah. So doing it that way, I don't get a bunch of glue up here and then it sticks here. I know it looks really unconventional, but it's a super junk journal. That's what it is. It's a super junk journal. So I'm going to do the same thing here with the bottom piece. Gluing it to here. And then I'll just add some glue here to make sure it stays. Not too shabby. I just hate this sponge situation. I almost just don't want to cut like a whole nother sponge, just because I don't think well, you know what, with the amount of bags that I have, I might actually, yeah, I think I'm just going to cut a sponge. So I'm just going to cut myself like a little piece here. And this is garbage now. Garbage. So let's see how that works better. Okay, we're back to a little bit bigger bag. And I think getting the edges nice and sharp also helps with your placement and making sure your book's going to be nice and tidy. Oh, that's a difference. That's pretty good. These, drop it here. This is kind of fun because it is really like a carefree situation. Like, you don't have to put a lot of thought and stock into this. Something you can just do any old day that you feel like messing around with your crafting stuff. And the glue is holding really good. All right, so all of the bags that I pulled for this particular style, I guess, that I'm doing are attached, and they've actually kind of like smashed down a bit. So I think I'm going to actually add a little bit more. I am going to add a little bit more. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I think I've made it to the final page that I'm going to put onto this book. So we're going to get this one down. Right on. And then I think to hold this like all together sturdy, I think what was next was to make like a little, you know, like a little binding kind of a thing on the side. And that was just done with taking some paper and sticking it on here and wrapping it around. So I'm going to do that now. All right, so for a second, I'm going to close this so my glue doesn't dry out. And, oh, I was supposed to put the sponge in there. Okay, so for this, I'm just gonna eyeball this, and I'm not gonna worry about measuring or anything like that. But I think, I think it's like, I don't know. Let's just estimate here. And because I did like my pages different sizes, I have the gaps that are in here, like where the pages are differentiating in size. I don't mind that, but if that's something that's going to bother you, then do yours all the same size. Okay, so, oh duh, I guess this would be kind of like the same size. That's good enough. So what I'm going to just do then is to reduce the bulk. I'm just going to cut. I'm going to cut this. And so for me, I think I'm going to, I'm doing this just off memory. I might not be doing this exactly the way it was done in the tutorial, but don't worry, I will link the actual tutorial down in the description box below. So if you want to follow someone who's prepared and professional, please feel free to follow that tutorial. I will link it in the description box below, as per always. So I want to make sure there's enough glue here because I want all these pages to make sure they stay together. And I'm just going from the top to the bottom. And I'm going to put this on and press. And then, oh, my glue's getting low. Perfect amount I think I poured. Do it like this, wrap it. Oh, my hands are getting dirty. Ah. So like that. And then I'm going to really make sure that I pull this side taut because I really want this to adhere. All right, yeah, it's sticking. Okay, now let's glue this last little piece. Okay. Okay, be right back. Okay, so cool. And this glue definitely is drying slower than I'm used to. But maybe also on this part I put too much, but here nor there. The point is this thing is staying together and it's secure now. The only thing left would be like if I want to trim some of these down to make them a little bit more even. Maybe I'll do that like this. Nothing's perfect. Just do, you see how that just trimmed it down a little, and now if I want to use this as like a handle, I can. And yeah, I think, you know, it's not the most pretty thing, but I think what's going to make it pretty is your art. I think I'm going to make some more. I want to make one like the actual way, like the way of the tutorial, the way that it was shown. But so here's my little way. This is kind of how it looks. Yeah, I use different size bags, so I mean, I guess it's possible. Now you can finish decorating this however you want to. So flipping it open, you'll obviously have these pockets. If you don't want those, simply glue them closed. And then you have these little flaps, and if you don't want those, you can glue them closed also. And then since I use different page sizes, like I have a little kind of almost like a preview of what the next page is going to be. And it also kind of extends this part of the page a little bit. So here, like that. Pocket, can glue it closed if you want. Oh, see, like right here. So what I might do for something like that, because like I said, this is nothing meant to be, so I don't really want this little piece though. So what I'm gonna do is just cut like a little piece of this bag right here. And for this, I will use my glue. I want this to be like more attached right here. So I'm gonna make like a little band-aid. And I'm gonna put this right here to make sure that stays. And I'm gonna give it a little press. And of course you can wait till this book is dry if you want to go back and do this later. But I like that. Just ensures that it's just gonna stay together. Flap, pocket, double pocket, really. And like I said, if you don't want all these little open flaps, you can easily close these. And I think I will go through. I just want to add these little band-aids to all my little pages that have that kind of a gap. I guess maybe that doesn't happen if you use all the same size paper. So, you know, it's not a big deal to me. Like I said, I want to use this like as a really just kind of like a glue book, just a junk book, you know. No, this is nothing to be like pretty or fancy or perfect or anything like that. I just was like, oh, you know, I want to make something that's truly like upcycled and just be able to have fun with it and just do different things. Like that's the reasoning for this. So up here I have a little piece. Where's my bone folder? Oh my gosh, is there ever a video where I don't say that? Jeez Louise. Okay. And it's really kind of cool because all these bags have different textures and weights. So this is going to be really interesting once I get into like, you know, into like putting mixed media and doing art on these pages. Are going to feel so freaking cool. So yeah, so maybe we'll come back and do, one sec. So I've got all the little pieces all sutured up. And like I said, it's not a terrible deal. Whenever I decide to do whatever I'm going to do on these pages, I could have always just used something to cover that over. And like I said, if you don't do your pages or your bags different sizes, that won't be an issue. And ultimately, I don't think it's a huge deal, but I just like the extra security. So yeah, this is how it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I think I am going to make one that's like the original way that it was shown, with just like the bigger grocery bags that I have, because I think it's going to be really cool to have one in that size also. But yeah, this feels cool. It feels great. And then, you know, once you start adding your art into it, this thing's really going to, like, it's going to be so good. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned, because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.